So what is ADZE? I've been writing a story for coming up on 3 years about now, about a ghost OC of mine. I've bounced back and forth on how I want to tell this story, so for right now, I just want to show the progress those 2 years have gotten me. A girl named Sylvia Clarity lives in a town called Mituamoto. It's basically just African Gotham. She takes up the role as ADZE, a ghost that takes on a gang called the Symbol. Meanwhile, superheroes claiming to want to help Mituamoto, called the Dominoes, who are in actuality just trying to capture ADZE. Unfortunately, everybody's lives become a whole lot harder, because the Symbol suddenly becomes supplied with superpowered weapons, and some even get superpowers themselves. So it's up to ADZE and the Dominoes to put their differences aside to save Mituamoto, or just make sure the Symbol crashes and burns as hard as possible, because one thing to know about all of these characters, they kinda suck at being heroes. All for more. Who is Sylvia Clarity? She is the protagonist of the story ADZE. The ADZE, as described in Igwe folklore, is a sort of vampire firefly. But in the story, it's just a name that Sylvia goes by. After being killed in an attack by the Symbol, Sylvia Clarity was given powers and one task: look after Mituamoto. Sylvia lives in a sort of orphanage, sort of foster home, run by a woman named Dio. Unfortunately, Sylvia actually has to do her job of raising the kids, because Dio's health is rapidly declining. At night, she goes out as ADZE, secretly dismantling all the Symbol operations. But there's a problem. Sylvia, or ADZE, is just so angry from all the trauma she's endured. The family she lost, the life she lost. Sylvia thinks ADZE's a hero, when in truth, ADZE is actually just taking her anger out on whoever she wants. And what keeps her from actually doing anything wrong is the fact that she's only hurting gang members, and the fact that she is not allowed to kill. It's not a no-kill rule that's self-imposed like Batman's, it's just a rule all ghosts have, and there's a steep price to pay for breaking those rules. Let's see how long Sylvia can last. Who are the Dominoes? Something the boys and Invincible all have in common is that they're inspired by DC. Back in the day, superheroes were just people with powers, jumpsuits with a letter on their chest, or a symbol. The Domino heroes are no different. They belong to the Paranormal Agency Legislative Mandate. I will change that name at some point. All you need to know is that the acronym is POM. In the story my world takes place in, supernatural events happen more often than not. And ADZE's actions have led to her getting the attention of POM, who swiftly sent the Domino heroes, Demolition and Ultraviolet, as well as their captain, but that's a whole other case. Demolition can use his suit to armor his legs for super speed, or his arms for super strength. Ultraviolet, on the other hand, can shoot lasers and create light constructs, ricochet those lasers, and create force fields. When they first debuted, it was under the assumption that they would be patrolling the area due to the increase of gang violence. This is all a well-meaning lie so they can capture ADZE. Unfortunately, they don't really care what taking ADZE away from Mituamoto would actually do. Demolition wants this mission over as soon as possible because he's become disillusioned with how long it's taken. Adversely, Ultraviolet just wants to study ADZE, because it's not every day you get to see a ghost. But as previously mentioned, they're not the villains of this story. Follow for more. Who are the Symbol? Mituamoto used to be under siege by many gangs, but a little before even Sylvia was born, the Symbol came out of nowhere and took them all out, or assimilated them. And just a heads up, they aren't lizard people, this is just an artistic choice. They're characterized by their reptilian tattoo, acts of terror, and loyalty to one another. And ironically, their fairness. If you're satisfied with all the work you've done and you just want out, you can just leave. No hassle, no nothing. But there are 3 rules. No stealing and no talking to police. Not that it matters, they kind of own the police too, with some members even being police officers. Their ability to have hands in everything kind of make them impossible to get rid of. If you're a civilian in Mituamoto and you saw something, no you did not. If you think you're going to come home late, bring a sleeping bag, because the only correct choice is to not go home till morning. Every time the Domino heroes apprehend someone, the Symbol pulls strings to get them out. They seemed impossible to stop with no reason to hold back, until ADZE shows up. An actual citizen of Mituamoto who knows all of the Symbol's tricks. Using that and her power, Sylvia is almost able to get them out. Unfortunately, the Symbol come into contact with a new weapons dealer.